Hey Podey, this is Швед. Если вы хотите посмотреть русскоязычную версию этого ролика, ссылочка внизу. And if you're an English speaker, then welcome to the Anomic Mission Guide optimized for 0 space from Швед, aka Juan Mares. Today we got Anomic Base Ashimmu, and let's begin. And before we go on to the footages and the strategies, I would like to say a few words about mission itself. Anomic Base Ashimmu is the one I don't like to do. There are a few reasons for that. First one is that it is long and hard. It requires expensive ship. Usually it spawns far away from the agents and you have to go there, so it takes a lot of time to accomplish this mission. Another one is that it doesn't normally spawn any additional faction loot. So yeah, really crappy mission, but as a Serpentis corporation runner, I have to take these missions just because there are only few, like 3 agents of Serpentis level 4 all over the space. So let's go to the footages. So this first footage tells about most accessible and easiest strategy I know so far, and this is gila. You may stop the video and check the fit, or you can just copy paste it. I will put all the fits in the file and link it into description. Few words about the fit. This gila has 100% passive fit with insane regeneration, insane passive regeneration. We enter the mission, and the first thing we do is double click backwards and make 1 or 2 cycles of MWD backwards away from the NPCs. The purpose for this is that we want to drag sentinels a little bit from Ashimmu to lower the DPS for the short amount of time. As you may see, I finished with my MWDing away, and I'm just switching off my MWD and let these sentinels catch up with me. So now my main goal is to kill one of those sentinels as fast as possible. So I activate my rapid light missiles on it, and I release my drones and put just all I have on this first sentinel. Another thing that you have to keep your eye on is the drone HP, cause NPCs on this mission are furious to the drones, and I want to save my drones until it comes to the Ashimmu itself. That's why every time I see that one of my drones is receiving some damage, I just try to drag it back into the drone bay and save it. At this point, Ashimmu is coming closer, and it is almost on its optimal, but the good thing is that Sentinel number 1 is about to die, and this is a really good news, because at this point NPCs do not have enough of DPS to break through the gilas tank. I've just doubled the footage speed, so everything would happen much more faster. As I said before, this mission is long, and it gives you even less of loyalty points than any other regular Anomic agent mission, and that's why I would recommend to skip this mission if you can. So the second sentinel dies, and at this point I just recall my drones into the drone bay, and I have the full stack of my rapid lights loaded, and I would like to launch around 10 of these rapid lights into Ashimmu, just because this exact artificial intellect prioritizes its target most likely by incoming DPS. It should be obvious that gilas DPS is mostly drone based, but drones are separate models, and we don't want them to be under heavy fire. Because when Ashimmu switches its webs and lasers to the drones, it commits a total deathmatch vendetta on them. And we don't want this, because every drone costs some ISK. That's why I'm trying to fool their artificial intellect just by applying maximum of my rocket TPS. Sometimes I even warp out if Ashimmu concentrates too much of its attention on my drones, and I take a short break and warp back to the mission. Sometimes you can waste all of your drones into Ashimmu and never kill it, but this time it is dead. I've made the most cinematic footage of it, and we can move to the next one. The last thing I should mention is that Ashimmu always has some of blue wormhole loot that cost something about up to 6 million, so remember to loot the medium wreck every time. Here it is. So what if you have a working strategy for a mission and still you want to do it faster, even faster? What is better idea than double the ships you're using? So here I use 2 gilas with the same fit instead of 1 that you've seen in the previous footage. The speed of the footage is already double, and also the footage is old as hell but still works. There ain't gonna be any major surprises. I do the same but with 2 ships. I switch the MWDs on both ships on and anchor one of my gilas on another. Then when I see that I've dragged these sentinels away from the Ashimmu, I just log them both and broadcast the one I'm going to attack first, activate all my TPS modules on this sentinel. Then I release my drones from both gilas and also apply them to the sentinel. It will die really fast. Then I focus the second one of my gilas receiving TPS. Also, you may check the watch list and see the shield TPS incoming to the second gila, but not really. Both of those are at least on half shield. So I release 2 drone packs, 4 drones in total, and kill the second sentinel. Now it's only 1 target left, so I drag my drones back into drone bay and do the same maneuver, but with 1 gila. I apply my rockets first from the second gila, and then I apply my drones. So now we just have to wait until Ashimmu dies, and we have some time to discuss why you need this MWD instead of shield extender or another tank module. And this is why, cause you can use this cloak that you have in your high utility slot and this MWD to make a cloak plus MWD maneuver and evade any bubble-less camp of hostiles, baddies that's gonna try to catch you somewhere. And even in a bubble, it's much easier to make your way to the gate and jump out away from the baddies and save your ship. A ship without a prop mod dies every time when in trouble. And this is the special gourmet triglavian duo for triglavian ship enjoyers. You may rewind the video and stop it and see the fits, or you can just go to the description and use the linky and copy paste those fits from file. This setup inspired by the guys who run this Anomic Ashimmu mission with their triglavs and ikitursas. Unfortunately, I cannot fly a triglav, and the ikitursas are just too expensive in my opinion, so I wouldn't recommend to use ikitursa to run this mission. Also, all the guides I've seen so far tells about triglavian ship that has no prop mods fitted, which is not good for 0-0 space, This setup has 10 NPCs in both zarmazd and vedmak. Also, every ship has a cloak to evade camps, and it would be much easier for you to make it to the gate when you're swarmed by baddies. So, what do we see on the footage? We do same old, just kill the first sentinel to lower the DPS. I assume that we could go for the Ashimmu right from the beginning, cause vedmak has a lot of DPS and this zarmazd holding really well under all this newt's pressure. This zarmazd also has a tracking disruptor in his utility mid slot that I switch scripts in just to check if it is working well or not, and it seems that it does. The second sentinel is about to die now, and the Ashimmu is gonna be next, and you may see how the DPS switches to this vedmak. And this is when I turn off my local reps, collect my combo drones, and instead of that I launch a full pack of armor drones and apply all I have to my body vedmak to keep it alive. He receives the full DPS now, and still holding really well. There's even some room to save some more cap by switching off the multi-adaptive armor wrapper and just wrap him up with the drones. Ashimmu is melting while the vedmak is pulling up his occult TPS. There is no struggle at all, so I found some time to make this cinematic. So let's see how this Ashimmu dies, and then we'll be able to move to the outro. I'm not saying that this exact setup is perfect, but I wanted to use something cool like triglav ships, and especially the zarm. That is my favorite logi in EVE Online. So now Ashimmu is dead, and we can just loot the mission and move on. As always, no big deal, just some random PvP content from Warriors Tribe on the background. So guys, if you like these guides and you find it useful, then please set your thumbs up. There is only one video left till the full burner guide optimized for 00 space, and the guide is gonna be finished soon. So share with your mission running friends, and please subscribe to stay updated at all times, because I do a lot of different videos like PvP compilations with my custom DJ sets and other videos. There's gonna be more soon. Hey do, and see you next time.